Just imagine that opening day of the fixture, that opening match of the season for us. If we beat Arsenal,
It'll be brilliant. Especially if it's Cunha and Mbeumo. They'll be like, CNA got Cunha. Look. Wait, mate. That game, even though it's the first game of the season, so nobody should be going too far left or right, but we're football fans, we will.
Yeah.
That will be Arteta out if we beat them. Yeah, this is why we should have got rid of him in this. That's why we should have got rid of him this summer. Or hammer him out. If we get licks, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. They've come here with Sesko, with bloody all their new signings, mashed us up. And all of a sudden, you should have got hammer him out in the summer. Barada, look who we got. Onana, see this. We kept him and look, see. So,
or whoever Gyökeres is playing for, he scores the winner that day. Whoever he's playing for that day could be Arsenal, could be Man United. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be that day.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
The stories, the drama. That's what the Premier League brings you. That's what we bring you. By the time Arsenal rolls around at Old Trafford, you want to be on 200k and be like, "Hey, you pricks! Yeah, we beat you." That's what it wants to be.
Oh, and it's the first 4 minutes. First 4 minutes.
No, you swore first, so it's. If I say it behind the mouth, you pricks. They didn't say it. They didn't see me. They didn't see me say it.
The algorithm won't pick it up.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yes. I'm excited. Yes. I'm feeling it this morning. Come on.
Absolutely.
Arsenal, this is what's happening. So I think we should probably start with the Premier League fixtures. Okay. Right. So let's talk about the Premier League fixtures as Flex is going to get suddenly smaller. You can see we start the Premier League season in August with a game at home, Old Trafford, the backdrop there. For Manchester United versus Arsenal.
Why?
That's a super Sunday.
I am up for it, but
that's a super. That's a heck of a super Sunday. That, my goodness me, that's a super Sunday. Then we have a game we actually did win last season. Fulham away. It was a Licha Martinez deflected shot. We won that one. We opened last season against Fulham at Old Trafford. That's going to be our second game. Third game, newly promoted Burnley at Old Trafford. Looking at some of the fixtures we've got coming up after that, needs to be a win. Needs to be 3 points.
We're doing it again, Owen. We're doing it again.
Needs to be 3. And then to round out the opening, shall we say 5 fixtures, we've got the Manchester Derby at the Etihad. Manchester City versus Manchester United. Ryan Cherky said he wants to kill.
Yeah,
he wants to kill Manchester United.
So, yeah.
And then after that, we go to face Chelsea at Old Trafford. With Enzo Maresca. Maybe Chelsea might be world champions. You never know. But in terms of opening 5 games, 3 out of the 5 include Arsenal, City, and Chelsea.
Wow. We were saying, and then even that, Brentford away afterwards. Hopefully we've got Mbeumo by then. But, pressure going back there. Man, if I'm honest, I said this when AGT on the show, DR was like, who do you want then? I've learnt my lesson, man, because we just know how important these first 10 games are. And now we've seen we've seen what the fixtures are. Let's not get it twisted. I know it's based off of last year and we're trying not to do that, but there's enough there for it to go really wrong. There's enough there. There's enough difficult games that if you're on the wrong end of it too many times in them 9 games there that we can see on the screen, you're in trouble. You're in trouble immediately, Arsenal, if you take licks against Arsenal and lose, which, listen, we've been doing all right against Arsenal, really weirdly, especially at Old Trafford. I know they won the time before that, but it was only 1-0. We did all right. Last year, we felt we should have won. So we always give Arsenal a game at home. First game of the season. I actually think we'll be up for that. I don't think Arsenal will come give us licks. But I'm just saying, if it goes catastrophically wrong, the pressure just ramps up straight away. Same against Fulham away, difficult. Burnley at home, you're thinking you should be getting 3 points there. And then into September, that could be potentially 3 L's. Could be, mate. You know what I mean?
I said this recently, yeah. Well, we said it towards the end of last season, even before the Europa League stuff, but particularly factoring in the Europa League final. He said that the pre-season fixtures, Fleck, they're going to be judged like they're not usually judged, and usually I'm a pushback of that. Usually I'll go, it doesn't matter. Results pre-season don't matter. And even performances to an extent are really mass about getting fitness, blah, blah, blah. Because we were so bad last season, because we were so rubbish and people are so desperate and expecting improvement. If in pre-season, some of those results or performances are bad, people are going to get twitchy. We're getting twitchy now, a few days into the transfer window, and we've already signed a player. That shows the level of twitchiness that we're at, let alone with those opening 5 games. I mean, to be honest, even the opening game of the season, and that is one where we have seen teams, not to say we are going to win the league, Fleck, but teams have lost the opening game of the season and gone on to have a very successful season. So really, you could say that opening match of the season, and this isn't already to be playing down expectations for it, but that doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily a total precursor for the entire season, is it, right? I remember when last time we won the title, for instance, we lost the opening game against Everton. I remember that game, right? In addition to that, last season, we won our opening game. We had the worst season ever. Right? So it's not to say that, the opening game of the season is a tell-all sign, but I suppose from a United perspective, we knew probably like 3 games into last season we were screwed, really, didn't we?
Yeah,
I think that's against Fulham, Brighton, with what happened late on, and then we got absolutely played off the park by Liverpool, and it was like,
yeah, it's going to be a long season. And look, if you're, and that's the thing, that's the difference. If you're a decent team or you're improving enough, Chelsea under Maresca last year, they lost their first game against City, didn't they, at home?
Yeah,
like 2-0. But in the 2-0 loss, you went, you know what? Okay. They did all right, man. We could have scored, but then the next you get back to winning instantly. You start picking up points. The danger with us is, of course, with what's been happening, is that we go on slumps. We get stuck. You get stuck. It's not when a bad result happens, we haven't got enough, credit in the bank, as they say, money in the bank, to be like, nah, it's okay, man. The next batch of fixtures, we'll stabilise, pick up some points now. We'll start our season next week. That was a tough one against Arsenal at home. Or, you know what? It's always tough against City away. Chelsea at home, and next week, we'll put that right. Then Brentford, that's 6 points. We'll be all right now. We'll get going again. If it was just in isolation against the top 6 teams that are just definitely better than us, you don't win. You go, okay, well, listen, it's tough. We're coming from 15th trying to build. Them teams are way better than us. It happens. Just make sure you beat all the other teams. We don't really have that. But at the same time, you know what? At the same time, both things can be true. I understand how serious it is in the first 9 to 10 games if we don't get off to a good start. But equally, new season, we don't know who we've bought yet. It's so early to start getting too scared. And it is a new season. Everyone's on 0. We have to just wait and see. Man. But I don't know. And you just want to look already. What is easy? What even is easy on paper?
We don't know anymore. I mean,
what is that?
We don't know anymore. But I think the thing is, just because of how bad last season was, and because of the statistics that were there of like however many wins was it for Amorim since he is in the Premier League? Was it like 6 wins or something like that? He will need for himself. He's not going to be afforded the thing of, if we go through August and we haven't won a game or something like that, he will know that he's not going to be afforded that, because the pressure's already on. And we'll get to this with Omar Barada of what he's saying, because there's been that element of time, which Barada yesterday was talking about as a positive, because we've gone through the difficult part and we know we've formulated the plan, etc., etc. That time that maybe he would have been afforded if he came in at the start of this season, and you lost your first 3 games, you go, teething issues, it'll work its way out. That's not there now. So there is this expectation of, it's got to get going. All right, Arsenal first game, that's tough, but Fulham and Burnley, got to be looking at like trying to get 6 points. You got to be, because you can't have that what we had already last season, whereby it gets to, let's say, the end of October and there's already quite a lot of gaps between us and the top 6, and you go, yeah, but we'll go on a run. And then the run never happens. You've got to start somewhere, haven't you? You've got to start somewhere, and you're going to have to get results. But just out of curiosity, Flex, for UV clips, I suppose. Right now, if I said today you have to predict opening 5 games, how many points you going for?
I think we beat Arsenal first game of the season. Crowd up for it. Put last season behind us.
I can
feel that. I think we beat Arsenal 3. I think the confidence of beating Arsenal, then going Fulham. By law of averages, we'll drop points in at least one of them. 3, 6. I'm going to go 7. But I don't know I don't know who it will be against. The draw could be against Arsenal and then win the next two, or we could beat Arsenal, draw at Fulham, then beat Burnley is probably more likely. I'm gonna go 7.
7 in the first 5.
Oh, first 5. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant
First
just the
5.
first 3. Right, okay.
The first 5.
So 7 out of them. City. Oh, mate. Oh,
we won there last season, Fleck.
Yeah, I think it's a bit different this time, you know.
There's a different City. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
I'm not feeling that one. I'm gonna say we lose that.
Maybe the Pep mojo's gone.
Nah, it's not. So 7, still 7. Chelsea, what did we do there?
Chelsea, we drew against them at Old Trafford last year. Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Under Ruud. Chelsea, fuck it. We'll have it. 9. That's 9. Brentford away in Booms.
That's not 5.
No.
That's 6.
No, I got 6 from the first 2. Sorry, I got. What did I say? I said 7 from the first 3. 7.
Yeah, but there's
so
first
10,
5 games.
So
Brentford's
10.
not in the first 5.
Oh, Brentford's not there. Right, so 10.
10. You're going with 10. 3 wins and a draw.
I'm
going to go with... I was also thinking about 10. I was thinking...
We'll definitely lose one of those first 5.
Again, I would hope... You would hope... Looking at it on paper, you go, well, you've got to beat Fulham and Burnley. You're just going to have to.
You have to. You have to.
You're going to have to. So that's 6.
Is there one big result in there against one of the top 6?
Maybe
we need
9.
one. I think we need one for morale.
Yeah,
I think we need to beat one of them because they're 2 of them are at home, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 9 or a 10. 9 or a 10. We'll need. Well, there'll be if we got in that first 5 games and we didn't lose a game, I'd be like, bloody hell. Even if there were 5 draws,
I was going to say, even if there were 5 draws. Nah,
I gives a shit. Yeah, I'd be like, wow. That would probably imply that maybe we didn't sort out the striker situation.
Yeah, maybe
draws and we couldn't really do that.